It's very interesting, the dialogues that we have read today in these chapters. A summation, very brief and very simple, would simply be this in terms of this contention against Paul as far as what he was saying and how he was influencing people. Basically, it boiled down to, we don't like what you say, so shut up, or we'll kill you. I mean, they were going to plot against him to have him eliminated as a problem. And so when you think about the dynamic in the drama that's all that's taking place in what we read today, it's characteristic of what we would call the human condition, trying to understand the human condition. If we take a broader look at Greek culture, okay, and take a look at what Paul was saying, when we think about what Paul was presenting to the Greek world, okay, being a Jew, but also knowing Greek culture and being a man of prominence, not only in Judaism, but he's also a Roman citizen. So he knew how to maneuver politically and how to maneuver in terms of how to appeal to people. What's interesting is that he goes to Athens, and what does he do? He starts preaching about the resurrection. Well, that's all well and good, but it didn't resonate with anybody. But they might have been interested in what he was saying. Yeah, that's very interesting. We'll talk with you about this another time. So Paul had to change his approach. And he might have done this with reluctance, because when he went to Corinth, he started preaching about the cross, you know, wondering whether this will resonate. Well, it turns out that the preaching and the recognition of the cross resonated with people. And the reason why it resonated is because it was addressing the human condition. Everybody can relate to suffering. Everybody can relate to bad times. Everybody can relate to trying to figure out why we're here, what our purpose is, and so on and so forth. So he was very successful in that regard. But if you look at this at a deeper level, Greek culture assisted him in this way. There was a Greek mythological character named Prometheus. Well, Prometheus stole fire from the gods, and they got angry at him because he took the fire and gave it to humans. And so he wanted to help humanity. The whole symbolism about giving fire to human beings was really what the Greek understanding was as the basis of technology and advancement in the sciences. Very, very interesting. But the thing about that, the gods punished Prometheus. Zeus changed him to a mountain, and every day, every night, an eagle would come, rip out his liver and eat it. And he had to suffer this day after day until he was rescued by Hercules. You know, the Greek mythology is very, very interesting because it addressed the human condition. The gods were on Mount Olympus. The gods governed everything. They allowed human beings to exist, you know, doing them a big favor and so on and so forth. So the thing about a god, okay, who rose from the dead, or a man who rose from the dead, but also was crucified and suffered just like a human being, was extremely appealing to people, captured their interest, and basically was the basis of the way that Paul began to preach regarding this whole sense of what the human condition needed to be understood from that perspective. And after that was done, then they could go to realize that the resurrection was something they could accept, because this God that sacrificed, that wanted to save all of humanity, that suffered and died for them, was now going to lead them to a whole brand new world, and which we characterize as the second coming. It's a magnificent, interesting addressing of the human condition, and that's the greatest appeal of Christianity in terms of evangelization and its spread throughout the world. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Wow.